Welcome back to our total eclipse coverage here on CBS News Detroit. This whole celestial event is bringing that beautiful wonder all the way across the country.
That's right. The significance of the solar eclipse cannot be overstated. Many people around the world are also practicing caution.
Yeah.
We have an astrologist on set with us today. Nancy Bahlman studies the stars and the effect they have on human behavior. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for inviting me.
So, with all of your background, what would you say, is there a link, with the eclipse and with us?
Well, there's a saying in astrology, as above, so below. So because the entire universe is made up of the same materials, we're including people, animals, and that's why we react to this. So even though this is a spectacular view for a few minutes or for a few hours as we're watching it, there is a particular place in each individual's birth chart, which is a picture of the sky at the time a person's born, where this eclipse will fall. So any eclipse has a degree and a sun sign, in this case 19 degrees of Aries. So people whose birthdays are actually between like the 10th and the 20th of April will be the most directly affected by the changes, because as the sun and moon align, that at the same degree it's a new beginning. So people are feeling the sense of new beginning, and because it's a sign of Aries, it's initiation, pioneering, stepping out, being independent. So this is a new beginning, but wherever, excuse me, wherever that falls in each individual person's chart indicates what area of your life is where you're going to have that new beginning.
Oh,
Whether
interesting.
It's career, relationships, moving to a new location, new family members, a new health regimen, a new budget, wherever it happens to fall in your chart. And in order to kind of understand, and it's not just for today, the eclipse, it's the entire year. So this is what you're going to be focusing on for the entire year. And because eclipses run in a repeating cycle, the last one was 2005. One previous to that was 1986. So if you think about what is it that you're going to be working on this year, then think about what was going on in 2005 and previous to that in 1986.
Somebody out west did really, really well with coming up to the eclipse with winning the Powerball then. Their sign's a lot luckier than mine.
Yeah. Yes.
New beginnings and wealth.
And we were hearing, of course, a little earlier from the anthropology professor just talking about different cultures that, over time, their beliefs and everything and how it affected them just evolved over time as well.
Right.
I mean, nowadays, obviously we're in such a digital age, but what types of effects do you see with, just astrology overall, as well as this event, on people recently?
Well, there are so many different cycles. Basically, the astrology is the study of cycles. So one of the most important cycles, actually, that's happening right now is the fact that the planet Pluto, which is a planet, although it's small.
I'll give you a yes. Definitely.
As of March of last year, right? It's a dwarf, but it's out there. It moved into the sign of Aquarius last March of 2023 for the first time in 250 years.
Woo, Aquarius.
Yes, and it's in the neighborhood of where Pluto was in the United States chart on July 4th, 1776. So we're calling this a Pluto return in the United States chart. So Aquarius is the sign of people person, about society, making a difference in humanity and connecting people in their society and commonality, which we discovered because of COVID. It was the first time in history that the entire world focused on one problem, but then it kind of uncovered some other problems too.
It's been a very quiet couple of years.
Yes, right, for sure. So there are various cycles, but one of the interesting things about currently with this eclipse also is the fact that we're in a 3-week time period called Mercury retrograde, which some people may have not heard about. The planet Mercury has to do with agreements, information processing, and also commerce and purchases. So between the 1st of April and the 25th, from Earth, Mercury looks like it's moving backwards. So it's a time when you need to kind of step back and do your homework, make sure you have all your T's crossed, your I's dotted, But so there's a conflict sort of in this energy of this new jumping out there with Aries. I want to get things started. I want to make a difference. I want to change something. And then Mercury retrograde says, but wait a minute, have you done your homework yet? You know, so before you take action or sign on the dotted line, it's better to do that by the end, after the end of April.
Oh, interesting. I've always heard that, and you know, Mercury is in retrograde,
Yes.
and I just thought that was sort of like a time of chaos or something's going wrong.
Well,
So now we know.
Most people, yeah, exactly. Most people, it sounds scary when people say, "Oh my God, we can't do anything." Well, no, life goes on. Because I basically, as I was doing my astrology and practicing, I had a full-time corporate career too. So I, you know, when the workplace and the practical thing, you can't stop. I mean, you can't stop your life because of Mercury retrograde. The idea is learning how to use it.
Interesting.
So you use it by cleaning up, organizing, catching up on your filing, getting rid of stuff, and getting ready for a busier time that will happen after the end of the month.
And finally, is an eclipse a good or a bad omen, or does that depend on who you are?
I see it as a focus because it's just if you understand again the meaning of it, this is a new step, a new direction, wherever it falls in your chart, that to understand. But because people don't like change, it can be a little nerve-wracking, it can be a scary, but again, take your time to do the homework. But it doesn't, I mean, there are deaths and battles and births that have been important times around an eclipse, like the bishop just passed away, yesterday or today, that sort of thing. But it isn't scary. It's the idea of like understanding how you're going to use the energy, where it happens in your chart, and how you can work with it.
So don't freak out.
Right, exactly.
Everything will be okay. Just don't look
we're all
up
having a
unless
lot
you
of
have
fun
glasses.
today, so
All
not
right.
too scary.
Sweet. Well, Nancy Bahlman, thank you very much for joining
You're
us
welcome.
today.
Thanks so much for
All right, and
inviting me.
happy Eclipse Day.
Yes, I'm enjoying it.